What is up, my dudes? It's Pac-Man here, and today I'm bringing you guys another brand new episode of Or6 Analysis, the show where I take your footage and show you where to best improve. So today we're checking out my man Cheeez. He's been playing with the same 5-stack for a while now. They've been playing games together. They're school friends, I believe. They've been playing games together for a good few years, and they've been playing Siege now for a few years as well. They've improved kind of slowly over time, but feel like they've plateaued at around high gold, low plat. Right, so sometimes they make it into plat for a little while, short period, and then gradually fall back down to gold 1. Right, so they want to know what they can do in order to kind of take that next step and really just progress and be able to play in plat consistently, and then improve from there, I imagine. Right, so hopefully today, Cheeez, we can show you what you guys can do as a team, and also maybe what we can show you as an individual player as well for that team. Okay, right before we start the video, guys, I just have a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by none other than Raid Shadow Legends. I have low-key always wanted to do that. Raid Shadow Legends is a turn-based RPG with gameplay pretty similar to that of the Final Fantasy collection. It's available to download on iOS, Android, and desktop. Now, if I'm being completely honest, Raid Shadow Legends isn't really the type of game I would usually play. When they approached me to do a sponsored video, I decided to download the game and check it out for myself. So I'm sure most of you guys have already seen multiple ads of Raid Shadow Legends, showing you how you can acquire heroes and complete campaign missions and stuff, but I know that 95% of you boys are into the games for competition, so that's why I want to tell you about the PvP mode. Basically, you pick your 4 best heroes to represent you in the arena, and then if people want to challenge you, they come up against an AI version of your team. To rank up, you have to go out there and challenge other people's best heroes, and whoever comes out on top gets some elo. So for my first game, I searched through and found the weakest looking team I could, which for some reason was this bloke who was by himself, so we went in there and got that free low. And so they also just added a brand new game mode with tons of new prizes. It's called Tag Team Arena. It's very similar to the classic arena, however instead of being best of 1s, it's best of 3s, so a little bit more competitive. All in all, Raid Shadow Legends is a polished, free-to-play RPG game that has a pretty in-depth ranking system and character customization. And although all of the footage you are seeing on the screen at the moment is from the desktop version, you can also download the game on mobile, so if you're on the bus or whatever, you can whip it out and have a few games. If you guys want to download Raid Shadow Legends, be sure to use my link in the description of this video, and if you are a new player, you will receive 100,000 silver and the epic hero Jotun, who I'm sure is a beast. Just look at this guy. To collect your prizes, all you gotta do is click on this chest in the top right corner. So thanks to Raid Shadow Legends, had to get it in one more time, for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. Be sure to check it out, guys. I just wanted to say a really quick thank you as well to all of you guys for, either sitting through that ad or, even if you skip through it, either way. Just know that those ads go a really, really long way in helping make sure that the channel can, keep going. This is my full-time job now, so you'll probably see a little bit more of it from time to time. Never too much, but just thank you, and also thank you, Raid, for helping support the channel. Let's get straight in. So we're playing the Frost. A couple cheeky Frost mats under the window, one of the stairs, hoping that someone's going to be ADSing looking up, I imagine, and forget to check it. Reinforcing off dorms. Straight off the bat. I quite enjoy this. I don't mind kind of like reviewing a team, like a stack, that's going to be able to play consistently, because I can talk more about, team coordination without the worry of like, I know you're playing in solo queue right now and blah, blah, blah. So this is cool. Nice change of pace. So you're on cams. You can actually, just to let you know, you can actually open up lines of sight. Both like basically all of that. So one line of sight where you're sitting right now, the Frost, to watch the stairs, but then you can also have a line of sight a little bit wider that watches this, right? So that watches anyone that passes through here and comes around the corner. The only thing with this one that you're in right now, you're pretty safe. Aside from potentially a nade over the top or someone hopping in the window if they catch you, sleeping. With this one, if you have a player here, you're exposed to the window. So you can really only play that if there's no one playing on the window right there. You can only play it at that point. So it's a little bit more dangerous, but it's still cool. Even to get drones. What I actually like to do playing on this site, it depends if I'm playing a more specific role as an anchor. But what I like to do sometimes at the beginning of the round, right, is just literally as soon as that first drone, let's say if I'm playing where you're playing, Frost, or somewhere around there, as soon as that first drone comes in, I'll be standing right here. Hello. And I will just shoot this first drone, just take out that first drone, and then just run straight back up the stairs and continue on with the round. Because that does two things. Number one, it obviously gets rid of a drone. It's good drone economy. You're destroying them off the bat. But it also makes them a little bit hesitant, because then they have to throw another drone, etc., right? Because there was a player there. So they're usually a little bit more hesitant, and it's a good little cheeky time waster. Okay, you're spending a little long on cameras here. I'd be cautious of that window. Right beside you, or maybe even tell this guy, just shoot the drone, it's right around the corner. You know, shooting drones and taking out drones is super important, because as it gets to later on in the round, you know, if they don't have information and they just have to funnel through doors, it's extremely advantageous for sure. So another thing right now, right? So it sounds like they're just about to start pressuring this window. Maybe I'll pull it up, like right here. So the problem, this position's not necessarily bad where you're sitting right now. The main problem is we have a Jaeger over here, and I don't think you have an ADS, like even one just right there or whatever. I don't think you have an ADS, and this position specifically, you can basically get naded if you're playing someone that knows what they're doing. For this window that's right there, basically, if you have a player that's like prone down here with nades, if they rotate nades over, they can actually throw a nade up to the ceiling, which will bounce over this and come back down, and yeah, you're done. So if it's timed nade, you're not going to be able to get out on time, right? You'll hear the sound of the click, the grenade. So maybe, you know, if you hear that, you can rotate out, but not a bad position, and it does make them hesitant to play against you, but you do need to be aware of things like that. Let's get rid of this Jaeger.
Wait for bedroom.
Right.
They're getting the other wall as well.
Okay, you got that good mouse movement, it looks like. Took out that drone real quick.
Where am I getting spotted from?
Sophia's on drone's window.
And another thing, for this site, a good way to potentially hold it, I know I keep stopping and starting, but a good way to hold it is if you're playing where you are right now with an ADS beside you for that nade, and you're holding the stairs from below, right? So you have holes here so that you can, that line of sight I told you earlier, for someone that's going to walk up these stairs, you'd already, that Ying, it sounds like she's at the top of them stairs, you probably already have it dead. So if you're holding this, and maybe you don't focus so much on holding the window, but you have someone like this Duck, if he's playing in bathroom instead, in like one of the further back little little half walls, and he's just kind of holding the window that you're kind of holding as well, that window we just spoke about. That's maybe a more coerce. Is that the right word? Is that even a word? Maybe that might be a little bit more coordinated, and it might have your bases covered a little bit more, because right now you're doing two jobs, and this Ying has free passage up green stairs.
One behind both.
Stairs.
I got one bull.
You getting the job done.
I got the other guy. There was only two gold, right?
Oh, she jumped in.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Where is she?
So
Sophia?
that's what I mean. That Duck right now, if he was playing here, hello, if he was playing here or something like that, and kind of holding a long angle onto the window, it's a lot harder for them to just jump through, because, you know, she's able to jump through, shoot that, and then wide swing on you with no refragging coming from this direction. It's one of the more powerful spots to hold. It's almost like you kind of need to have someone on this site here, because it's very difficult to get them out unless you go below. Okay, round two. Let's see what we're doing.
I know.
Okay, you didn't barricade the door.
Something's stuck. I got one of my wisdom teeth taken out not long ago. I've just got this hole in the back of my mouth, and like I kind of like chewing on almonds. I like almonds. I'm kind of talking to myself right now, but I like almonds. So, but I often get a little chunk of almond stuck in my my tooth gap. I was gonna say hole, but that would have been weird. Moving on. Okay, so it looks like you're going for a little cheeky solo roam down here, down below. So it's not bad or anything like that. I would be more inclined to play in twos, so play alongside this Cav, so you guys are ready to trade each other. You're a little bit further away. If one of you guys goes down right now, that distance between you is too far. You're a full story and, you know, 3 walls or whatever, too far, so you can't trade each other. And yeah, it's a lot easier to deal with one player at a time if you're playing against a coordinated stack. And again, a lot of these tips, so some of these things that I speak about throughout this video might not get punished right here. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you how you can, elevate your game so that when you do come up against better players, you're gonna be okay. You're not gonna be in trouble, right? So that's just one thing I'd noticed there. There's no tradability between you and the Cav.
Yeah, there is.
Dude, this guy is spending so long.
Okay, minute 30 now. I'd be starting to get cautious as to whether or not they're actually going to be pushing from this side. The Daniel gets a kill. Cav, sorry, the Daniel. Alright, let's see what we got. Sounds like there could be one, yeah, in games.
Shark.
Sounds like he's close left. Nice.
Was that arcades?
Nice.
in part
So
of
one thing just to notice, to mention really quick, so that timing between you and the calf was slightly off. These reinforcements here, they're fine to an extent, but what these reinforcements usually do, excuse me, so when you're playing on the other side, so when you're actually, your bomb site is games, and correct me if I'm wrong if anyone knows, but the main reason that the reinforcements are there, the main reason my stack puts them there is to protect the player that plays here, right? Imagine the bomb is right here. This is when the site's the other way around. That's a weird looking bomb, but it's to protect the player playing here. That's kind of peeking in and out to watch door, right? To watch bull door. So that's the main reason the reinforcements are there. So when you're playing on the other site, I know that site doesn't really need loads of reinforcements for, let me think, 4, 6. Yeah, I guess you've got some spare. These probably aren't overly necessary if you're not playing someone in here. So just something to think about. And then also,
Shark.
right, so just to touch on your mechanics here. So you go for the swing on this door. So you find out she's there. You know she's there, right? And look at the way that you've come across how wide you are before you're actually landing a shot. You do land the headshot, which works out for you. But look how wide you are before you land. And the reason for that is, see how wide you are before you start shooting? The reason for that is because you've come in and you've leaned the wrong way. So I spoke about this a good few times, and it is kind of something that I bring up quite a lot, but it's important because if you know you've got the cue that there's someone in this corner right here, right? It's the twitch. So what you got to be doing there is you're leaning away from the angle. So really what you should be doing is you should be leaning into this angle, right? So if you want to do it crouched, you can, but your thing should be like this, right? Because you'll see her faster and less of your body's exposed before you take a shot. So you'll just peek this corner and boop, it should be dead, right? Now you do get the kill, but it's just something to think about, right? And just notice yourself. If you're doing it a lot, it could be a problem. Right? And that timing was ever so slightly off, but still nice. I like what you did there.
Yeah, we have the diffuser.
Oh, they just got this stuff.
Sophia garage.
Oh,
Sophia dead. Last one shark maybe? Is that the call?
Stairs, Tristan, stairs.
Don't get aggro. Do not get aggro.
Okay, cab goes down.
Get aggro. Ian, stay with me.
No,
And that's that whole thing I spoke about tradability. It's not going to make too much of a difference, it doesn't look like, because you have 4v1 or 5v1 at the time. But tradability, always try and remain at a distance that you guys can trade each other. Especially when you have man advantage, because it's just an easy way to whittle that advantage down until it's a 2v1 or a 3v1 and win the round, right? Sounds like she's coming here. I'd be ADS'd for sure. Nice.
Oh my god.
Good shot. So it looks like your actual aim mechanical skill looks solid as, especially for a rank like Gold 1, Plat 3. You're gonna be fine like that. Like you're tapping heads. You shot that drone pretty comfy. So that's not gonna be the main issue. It's even just a situation like this. So what you want to be doing here is you want to be aimed in, right? So you want to be aimed in at this point at crosshair at head height, right? You want to be aimed in coming around this corner. That's the only thing. You don't get punished. I thought it sounded like she was closer, so if that's fair enough, and you do aim in when it matters, and land the headshot. So well played. Okay, round 3. So you're playing on Compressor now. Compressor is a site that usually defenders, you can either, like with Compressor, there's a few ways you can play it. The most common way is to probably extend upwards, 1 or 2 on site, 2 or 3 upstairs. You're playing that roaming role now, so it's a little bit harder to see what sort of a setup you have on site. But that is one thing that I have noticed about these defenses. The main thing is being that you're all kind of spread out, doing your own individual thing, rather than kind of working as a unit and watching each other's bases. Alright, but like I said about compressor, what I was trying to say was you can either extend horizontally, so like extend out. That's probably less common. Like, you know, playing someone back in I can't even remember like what the actual rooms are called now, but like more towards garage, etc. You can play a really deep roam, or you can play directly above. That's probably the most common way of doing it, putting 2 or 3 guys upstairs, because that's usually how people attack.
They're top.
Extending out like horizontally would just kind of give you, it doesn't really matter if they take from above, because you're not really playing directly on the site for the most part. You're playing kind of outside the site, ready to punish as they approach. Okay, with 1 man go down, the Jaeger. Minute 30, you're going for the long flank.
There's another one doing you.
Okay.
I'll try nomad.
I like how you're not shooting that drone right now.
You dick.
Nice shot. Nice shot. We'll go over it in a minute.
Such as 2 HP upstairs.
Whole lot of sprinting here, bro. Same thing, you're kind of doing that lean the wrong way sometimes. Get punished for the sprint. So, a couple of things to touch on there. Number 1, nice job not shooting this drone right here. Right? And the main reason being, it doesn't have doesn't have the yellow light on it, which means no one's watching it, so you can get a free rotate in, right? Another thing, this is a nice shot. Alright, so your aim mechanic is fine. Your aim mechanic is solid. At this point, I'd probably start shooting the drones once you've got that kill. Remove the information. Here, another example of what I spoke about earlier. Right, so you're swinging out and you're kind of aiming the wrong way. You're leaning the wrong way. So you should swing into that corner on your right, right? So you should just be swung into this corner like that, right? So it's kind of hard to explain, but you swung into the corner on the right side, the opposite side as to where you are now. You're just gonna see enemies faster, and it's just you'll probably find that you land shots more consistently. Here, right, you're doing a whole lot of sprinting around, even though they well and truly know that there's someone coming from bull, because, you know, Nomad's dead. Right, so you better believe that person is saying, it's coming from games, and you just come into someone that's ADS'd, right? I don't know, yeah, you've skipped the kill cam. The round's lost, but the 2 problems with sprinting all the time, I've spoke about it before in common mistakes videos. 2 problems with sprinting all the time. Number 1 is it's much slower to ADS from a sprint as to if you were just walking or crouching, even not ADS. The best way to do it is just to be walking around ADS'd for the most part, right? But you're also a lot louder, so it's a lot easier for them to actually tell which side you're coming from. They can just hold the angle, and you're sprinting, free kill. Okay, round 4. We're on attack now. Let's see what we can do.
It was thermite shotgun.
No, it was.
What was it, chatting away?
You went crazy with it.
Okay, that's a little bit of a waste. These boys are talking mad. It's a little bit of a waste of utility there, especially even look how good of an example that is, right? So you just use one of your ash charges, even though you're all the way out there, you could easily just spray that door down with a gun, right? And then go back with your gun, and then just go back to the same spot and keep your utility. Because even if you wanted to go, like, I suppose you probably wouldn't bother. Maybe you would, to be honest, because you could have someone swing around this corner if they hear someone smacking the barb. But if you want to, take this sort of stairs in a relatively fast manner, or to do it safely, 1 ash charge for there, 1 ash charge for the barb potentially. Barb I probably wouldn't recommend too much. Because you're going to be caught. They're going to know someone's coming from these stairs once the Malusi goes down anyway. So maybe not, but it's a good example. It's a bit of a waste of utility in that regard, right? So you shouldn't use ash charges on barricades unless you're literally hitting sight at that moment, right? And you want to take some damage and rush straight through it. But yeah. They're shooting from above. They're actually using the holes that I was speaking about. They're trying to take out the Banshee. Hold on.
Oh, they wasted a C4, and it broke the barbed wire.
Hey, they did it for you.
Easy, dude. Oh, Jaeger's playing piano. So 2 pianos.
See, this is cool, right? This is exactly what I was talking about before. So this player right now, you know that if someone's holding this, all you have to really do is rotate someone to the window, and then you've got free passage in there because they'll either die or rotate over here. Right, so it's just about especially when you're playing with a stack. Offense is usually when you see it come to fruition the most. When you're in a stack, you have the luxury of communication. You have the luxury of trust in teammates and being able to tell them exactly what you need at that given time. So a good way to get someone out of this spot so that you can push up is to rotate someone to the window because they either die or rotate off themselves.
We're not going piano, okay? There's 2 piano. I'm going around it, Tristan.
Okay, you're going for it yourself. It's a bit intense.
Jaeger's playing piano stairs and one's behind like the actual piano.
Looks like you might have got the timing.
That was really bad work.
Dude.
Nice. I like that. You're taking that timing.
Years?
Well played. You're going for the hit. That's unfortunate.
I gotta pick.
That's unfortunate. But even this is actually like this is the last time I'll talk about it because I don't want to just keep repeating myself. But let's look at this shot, right? So you do well, you catch this person, you get the timing on the Maluzi. Right, really well done. And then you take this corner and you're leaning the right way off the bat. You sprint into it, but that's fine because you're hitting it fast. You lean the right way right off the bat. That's exactly what you should be doing. So if you're just watching down this, now you don't have the information, so you don't know that there's a breach there, so you don't even know you should be watching cautious for this. You know, so maybe it is what it is, you just have to react. But your actual downfall here, and the reason you lose this gunfight, is because you actually start leaning the other way as you take this shot. You ready? See? You're leaning left and right. You're spamming it a little bit too much. Leaning, you don't like back in the day, like QE leaning, and I'm bad for this as well. I do this sometimes, but QE spamming used to be a really good mechanic to avoid. Like you were just hard. It was like your head moved all the time. It was hard to land that shot on the head. Nowadays, it's much slower. So it's not really an effective way of it's not really a really effective mechanic. I still use it, but like either practice and get really used to compensating with your aim to get that like lean and have your aim stay on target, or else you need to just calm down with it a little bit because it's just got you killed there, and it was it's good that it kind of happened like that so I could show you. Just don't be sometimes there's too much kind of flicky movement, right? Okay, round 5. Fight. Playing the Nomad. Not sure what that Nomad jab is attempting to do. I kind of have something to say, but I'm going to wait, see how the round plays out a little bit before I bring it up. Just so you guys know, right? This isn't what Australia looks like. I don't know if any of you guys play Outback and go, wow, Australia's a dump, I'd hate to live there. It's not like that at all. This is Outback. This is the rural Australia, which I've never been to. So, when I moved over to Australia first, I legitimately did think though that people used to ride kangaroos to school and it was like this, everything looked like this.
This is really smart.
But yeah, I was very young. Probably not young enough to think that, but moving on. Okay, so what I did want to mention, right, is so you guys have this 5 stack, right? 3 over there, 1 down here, and then you right here. Very uncoordinated. Now, if I felt like you were doing this for a reason and that you were cutting off rotations or something like that, I probably wouldn't be as worried about it. I don't think you are. I think you're kind of all just, maybe these 3 guys here are trying to work towards something. You and the Ash, you kind of seem to do it every round. You're either, you're roaming by yourself or, you went in as Ash by yourself. Where there's not that much coordination, and you're really doing yourself an injustice if you're playing in a 5 stack and you have the luxury of playing with the same 5 stack all the time. You guys should be I would recommend anyway, working together towards certain pushes, right? So maybe if they're playing here, like at the ball side, I can't even remember, party. Maybe if they're playing party, come in from dorms, right? So do a 5-man push through dorms, have 2 of you guys droning, have, you look like a fragger, maybe that Paco guy, he seemed to be fragging out there before. Maybe you 2 guys come in and have 2 of the other blokes drone you guys through dorms. So take dorm control, then you can actually get more effective use out of your Nomad, because you can just put your Nomad jabs on the 2 stairs and lock off flank, right? And then at that point, what you can do is you can maybe rotate 2 of you guys around. Once you've got dorms control, maybe rotate 2 of you guys around to where these guys look like they're pushing now, which is Shark, I think, anyway, right? And so that you can have this kind of split push. Once you've got the control and you've locked it off with Nomad jabs, you've got this split push, right? So you've got people coming from dorms, hitting it head on, and then you've got people coming from Shark, right? Again, hitting it head on. At that point, maybe even you can come over here to do your own solo thing, right? And pressure from electrical. Then you're kind of squishing them on site, right? I would always be of the what would I say, opinion that, you know, as a team, when you're trying to improve, don't just hop into every ranked match and just play and just get in and just kind of like, you know, run around and do your own thing, because you're really leaving it up to luck, and you're leaving it up to how good the enemy team is. Obviously, a good team's, like a better team should usually win, but for the most part, you will become a better team and a better unit once you start playing like one. So play as a coordinated group, and you'll kind of remove a bit of this kind of like, I don't know, bit of drone in here, bit of drone in there, seeing if you can.
Oh my, your droning is god awful. God awful.
Oh god, it's like my man's just over droned. God damn it, Ian.
Oh, he
Pull us
pushed.
together.
And no
You know what I
one
mean?
on the window.
Kind of this, right? So you remove a lot of this where people are just starting to fall, and you know, you're over here at electrical. You're not really doing a whole lot to help the team. You haven't even droned electrical like you've droned in garage, but maybe if you even drone electrical, you could see, okay, wait, there's no one in here. I might be able to make a play here.
I shot it.
You know?
I shot it.
But if you
Somebody shot me.
if you guys start working towards pushes like that as a team and practice them and play them, you'll lose multiple times. You'll lose over and over and over. But once you kind of get get it down packed, and you start to understand it and understand how you should all work as a unit, you'll start removing a lot of the luck out of the situation, and it'll become more skill-based, right, and team-based.
Is this a person?
We have 2 people practically outside.
Where's he belong? Can you
Yeah, you got the Maverick rotating around. Coming to take out the Valve cam. Sorry, the Maestro cam. This Ace is putting in a bit of work. Oh, Kobe. R.I.P.
You have that air.
Now, that's just, yeah, I was going to say.
just got shot at.
Yeah, Valk's closet.
Ian's inside.
Oh my god, I naded on your ass. Oh my god.
She's so lit.
Okay,
Might have HP.
really quickly.
Yo, that's 12 shots. Right?
Alright, fair enough. Really quickly, what I want to talk about is, first of all, when you come through here, you got to be aware of these angles, right? So, unbeknowingly, as you step out here to, you know, either hold an angle down there or maybe Nomad jab it or whatever you're trying to do, you have to be aware that you're actually exposing yourself to electrical. It's not barricaded. So things like that, that's just general awareness, and with time you should get better at that. But it's a huge reason as to why people get held back, is they just don't understand angles and where you can be seen from at a given time. If you can master that and just really get a grasp on that, you'll find that your own personal gameplay will improve pretty dramatically. Now, from here, this is a little bit of a, yeah, this gets a bit messy. Well, let's not lie.
Valk's closet.
You guys are kind of funneling through the one door, the nade hits the back of your head.
Oh my god.
That's a rip.
She's so lit.
But yeah.
Never.
But yeah, just go.
Okay, match point 2-3.
Are you going kitchen?
So you're playing the Thatcher now, which is quite weird. I wouldn't imagine you on the Thatcher. You seem like the kind of guy that's pushing forward a little bit
I'll
more.
drone for you guys.
Are you joining us?
But
Kitchen is.
Don't
you
let
also have the
Kitchen is
Mavericks.
so
That's
soft.
not overly necessary. So again, you guys are kind of funneling a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you
guys
funneled
are-
through that garage window earlier and both got stuck in the same lane. Funneled through this door, and now you're funneling through this
Top shark. I'm naked.
Lucy peeking.
in a kind of
Left
linear
side, left side.
fashion, right? And another part of the reason as to why this funnel specifically is an issue. So I'll show you right now.
Yeah.
This Melusi comes out.
Shark. I'm needing.
One of the reasons that this is an issue is because you're exposed to just so many different angles here, right? So you're exposed to a flank through here. You're obviously exposed to a peak, a wide swing from here. You're exposed to the balcony up there, and then you're also exposed to Shack Stairs, the bottom of Shack Stairs over there. It's without map control, it's a pretty intense place to try and take because they can just flank from so many different angles. But again, funneling in general isn't the goal. You know, people should be droning here, getting that information for you.
Right here, right here.
You got a soft wall. That's why you're doing it, because you've got the soft wall.
I can just open it. I'll just open. Wait, fuse, fuse. What are you doing? Fuse. We have a fuse. Go fuse it. And then I'll open it.
See, I actually wouldn't. I don't think fusing there is a really good option, just because of the fact that you know, it's a soft wall. Once they hear that floop, they can just pre-fire it and you'd be a man down.
Did they just reinforce it? What?
So guys don't seem to have much. Yeah,
Visual.
that attacking coordination is just missing.
Going in or?
Your sprinting nearly caught you out there again. Wide swinging this door.
No one
I'd be very
on
cautious
B.
with
They're on
that.
A, though. No, one's on B.
Swear to
Bandit's on B.
God. Oh my god.
Bandit's on B. Right here.
I'm never trusting your call ever again.
I literally pinged him.
Thatcher, don't keep it wrong.
Hello? Can
Okay, my turn, my turn.
Okay,
Wait, he actually can't be headshot. I just headshot him. What the fuck?
smoked off.
That's fucking weird, champ.
Maybe rotate one around rather than all just pushing.
Around.
Looks like you're deciding to
Anyone along
to
with-
take that
Yo, somebody
responsibility.
along with this.
I need to turn you guys down a little bit. You're pretty loud.
We're in.
I'm playing. Wait, I'm smoking and I'm playing. Cover me, baby!
Oh, above the hatch. Freezer.
It's again sprinting
I got
through.
chicken, I got it, I got it.
Lucy, get one out the door.
I got the plant down.
Last one's above.
Yeah, like look, that has worked out. I don't mean to sound rude because it has worked, but I promise you, something like that won't work as you progress, and it's very likely the reason that you kind of fluctuate between Plat 3 and Gold 1. Maybe against, I don't know, like I don't really know like specifically what ranks that would work against, whatever rank this is, you know, Gold 2, Gold 1, an uncoordinated stack like that potentially. But for the most part, something like that just definitely it won't work. It's far too linear. You're open to too many flanks. You don't have enough map control for something like that. Like, if you're doing something like that, you need to be live droning and flushing in fast before they have the chance to kind of, you know, take the site before they have the chance. It worked out here. Again here, just to bring up on your own little situation. I know your teammates are already on site, but you hit this. And then you sprint through. You're still sprinting at this point, and that's a perfect way to time it. If this guy wasn't, you know, didn't get caught with his hands in his pants, you'd be the first one. Easy kill. You're just a sprinting Thatcher running through the door with an ACOG, right? Now, like, you do react and end up getting the kill, but that's because it's just the timing sort of thing.
I got it.
Against more better players, I guess, like, but just in general, you're gonna lose gunfights by sprinting through doorways like that. I promise you. Okay, overtime. You're on the buck. It's more you, you know. It's more you. Feels a bit more you rather than Thatcher. You know, that kind of entry frag and roll.
He's a homie like that.
All right, droning underneath. Barbed wire on the stairs again. Having a quick suss to see what's out there. We got two, so playing a double stack there. So you're going for the buck underneath. Oh,
That's an open window.
nice shot. Nice shot. Be cautious of the.
Watch out, they can peek from the windows
Yeah.
over here, Sean.
I know.
Like, that's just, to be honest, like, I don't mean to pull that out, but, like, look what happens when you come up the stairs. When you drone up the stairs, right?
Oh shit, that's a whole
Boom. So you have a Melusi who's, like, so this Jaeger is focused on the window more so, right? The Melusi over here, she's actually, she's sitting here, so she's playing more so to protect the stairs, right? So to support the Jaeger. The Jaeger is going to be watching the window more than the stairs itself. The Melusi's job's for the stairs, right? And we go in,
that's a whole
we open up, right? You actually play this really well, land that nice kill on the Jaeger, right? So it's on the Jaeger, and you can see by the player character that it was the Jaeger, right? So I would be at this point extremely cautious of the player that was dedicated to watching underneath, or dedicated to watch the stairs. I'd be extremely cautious of them potentially swinging out, right? I wouldn't even hold an angle on the stairs there, because then you're doubling up. You're exposed to all of this, plus you're exposed to lower to the stairs peak, right? So you kind of, it's a 50-50. You know, if you're holding one, you get the kill, but if they come the other, you die. So I would probably just back out, right? We've got the pick, back out for a moment, re-drone, and try and figure it out as a team. You stay a little bit, you overstay your welcome ever so slightly, and get killed by the player that was supposed to be watching that stairs. So you just need to be aware of who you're killing, and kind of like the role that player was playing in the stack, right? I know that might be a little bit confusing, but it was what I thought straight away. So just to get some footage on the stack, looks like the ace is running through. Oh my god, he's jumped in the window. I would probably keep going. Oh god, you're landing the frags. Getting the job done. Oh, you're fragging out, boys.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna play on the foosball table. I'm on the foosball table.
Didn't even know you could. Oh, fair enough.
Die.
Yeah, well played. Like, that did rely on a lot of just, you know, individually, like, kind of winning gunfights. That's rookie. How did you guys die so far apart? What? Oh my god, look at that.
Oh no!
Whoa.
No!
So hang on, let's just, whoa, look at that. So that C4 has landed like here, I think, right? And it's blown up, obviously kill the player over there and kill the player over here. That's intense. That is a wide C4. I was gonna say, you gotta be, come on, like when there's a pulse below, you shouldn't be standing together, like in groups, but Jesus, that's intense.
Oh no!
Pulse OP. All right, 4-3, match point. You guys have done well to rally this back. Let's see how we finish it out.
Someone hold backside, maybe.
I'm holding below.
They can literally.
Hey, you're holding below now.
We're all on the same side.
I'm below.
Like, so just to give you guys a little bit of just heads up, right? So you probably shouldn't be the one that's on cams when you're roaming like this. You're in a kind of like an isolated roam. It shouldn't really be you that's on cams unless you know you're safe. You probably were safe there, to be fair, but it should be someone like potentially the Rook or, I don't know, whoever else is on site. One of the players that's doing something, that's anchoring, right? That's holding down site, that's not going to be in gunfights in the first maybe minute and a half. They should usually be the ones to begin on the cams. Playing a super close up position. And again, I've spoke about this in the past, right? Positions like this, you should try and get out of this habit. There's not, like, it's hard to say because sometimes I do this. I do this. Like, I play random corners hoping to be overdroned. But I get punished for it all the time. So, like, when I do it, I'm like, God damn it. I didn't take my own advice. I knew I shouldn't be doing this, right? If you're playing a position like this, it's kind of fun. But against teams that are relatively coordinated, they're just going to drone you out, right? So they'll drone you out, boom, maybe you get that one drone and you fall off it straight away. But if you're playing against a team that is solid, right, and that is kind of split and they go for a pinch, right, you can easily get pinched into a situation like this, right, through droning. So they've thrown the drone in. It's fallen off. I'd be interested to see what happens here.
How do I mute the...
Okay, you've gone for the play? For the overdrone play? If it pays off, man, it's incredibly satisfying. The drone's gone left. It's a great start. I think you could be on. Oh! Oh! You've been spotted. I would definitely be hip firing the drone there.
They're below dorms.
At least taking that out.
I'm going to laundry then.
Same thing, leaning kind of a little bit off.
That's Sophia.
Holy fuck.
You're playing this isolated. You do like to play by yourself a lot, it seems like. I would not be on cams right now. I definitely wouldn't be on cams considering that, like all your cam is showing you that. It's showing you that hallway there, but there's someone at your window. Like, I would just not be on cams. If you need help with cams, ask one of these guys that aren't really doing anything. Say, can someone hop on my cam really quick?
Is that games?
You got games, yeah.
Why is everyone leaving?
Nice, shot the drone this time. Oh! God.
Chasing me, I'm wasting time.
So at this point, it might be nice to just wrap back to site. You've wasted some good time. Put your gun on site. Yeah, like, you really have two options. And here, again, it's the sprinting that gets you done, right? So you got two options here. Right, so
Is that games?
let's just watch this. So first of all, shooting this, that timing, that's super close. Like, look how close you are to the door when you start getting bullets. Oh, that's close, right? At this point, right, you've got two routes, the way I see it. You got two routes. You can wrap straight back in here, hop into a little crouch position, and hold the bathroom door, right? That's fine, but again, if you're playing against a team and just hold that door where the Ying eventually kills you from, that's fine. Do it straight away, right? Again, against a better stack, they'll probably start to be pinching you. They'll say, we need to take out this bandit, you know, because the C4 from below or different things like that, or for the late flank, we need to take out this bandit, right? So you might have someone coming into pressure from here to cut off your rotate out and the Ying holding from there or something like that, or have someone rotate around to the hallway. So you're kind of leaving yourself in a trap position. The other option is to run up the stairs, right? So just rotate back out down to sight, and you know, if you want, you can try and go for another late flank. You can open up the hatch over there with your C4 and, you know, and try and be a little bit unpredictable. You kind of take this one that's an in-between move, which just usually don't work out. So, right, you have a quick look. Looks like you're about to go back to sight, and then you run back through. And look, you get to literally to when you can see the door, you can see the player, right? You can see this whole door and the angle that's potentially being held, and you're still sprinting, and again, it gets you killed. Sprinting is a super common mistake. I've spoke about it multiple times in the past, and I'm sure I'll speak about it again. If you can, like, angles and sprinting is two of the biggest things that you need to get a good grasp on. Before you can get a good grasp on them, your crosshair placement, angles, so angle exposure, sprinting, and then just general map knowledge. Before you can get a handle on them, you're really going to struggle to excel to the points that you want to excel to. So there's some things that I would focus on as an individual for you. Let's see how this one plays out. Okay, looks like you've kind of got that. There's a drone right there. Ying, C4.
Where?
Peeking.
Peeing upstairs.
It's fine. That's fine. There's only 5 seconds. Gav needs to rotate out. Yeah, rotates in and gets the kill. At that point, it would have been well and truly acceptable for that Cav to just rotate out. Once there was only 2 seconds, just rotate behind that reinforcement there, hide. If this Ying is lucky enough to both get the frag on this player and start planting at the within 2 seconds, then yeah, you can rotate in, have the one-on-one. I wouldn't take that chance. I would just be way more of the max, like of the mindset. Like when you look at this, easiest way to win this round out, right? So it's not by running in and giving the Rook an opportunity to land a headshot on you and land a headshot over here. So the Ying an opportunity. By giving them that opportunity, you give them a way back into the round. So that's just something to be aware of, right? So you guys both kind of start peeking him. You just don't. You don't really need to for the most part. The Rook already kind of. I seen he already made that decision to go hide. Not enough time, but well played. So all in all, like I mentioned there before, angle exposure. Your sprinting is crazy. You're leaning the wrong way every now and again. On attack, you're playing actually attack and defense, you're playing very isolated by yourself. So I would try and work on, for you personally, to get in and amongst your team more so and work towards strats. And it kind of leads me back to a good kind of ending for the video for you guys as a team. I would be working as a team. Right, so on defense and offense, but specifically on defense, make sure you're always there to trade. Offense as well. Like make sure that you're not going to go 5v4, right, or 4v5. Sorry. Make sure that you're always tradable as best you can, right. On your offense, work as a unit, have two of you guys droning for each other, have two entry fragging, and then, take your map control, and then you can start to split push, use your nomad, lock off rotations. You'll just find that your attacking rounds become so much more consistent, your offenses will become more consistent, you'll get into Plat, and you'll be able to stay in Plat. Right, because right now you guys are leaving a lot of it up to luck. You're just playing ranked, and you're all playing your own individual game, and that's why you're struggling to kind of push past this plateau. So that's the thing that you guys need to work on as a group, and that's what you need to work on as an individual. All right, my dude. Thank you very much for sending in the footage, and best of luck to you guys as a stack. And once again, guys, thanks for supporting the channel. As always, thank you for watching that ad at the beginning of the video. It goes a very long way in supporting the channel, making sure I can keep doing this long term. My stream PC has just been shipped, so the new streams are going to be starting very soon. If you haven't already, be sure to head down to the description and follow me on Twitch. Daily streams coming soon. But without wasting too much time, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.